to the Midnight Lounge. You can come on down to the Midnight Lounge. Sit on down, have a drink. You're at the Midnight Lounge. Take off your pants at the Midnight Lounge. Yeah.
What is going on, Midnight Crew? It is Midnight Lunatic, and I'm bringing you yet another episode of Midnight Lounge. How y'all doing? Look, today we're going to be talking about social media, okay? We're going to be talking about the positives and the negatives of social media, because I, for one, am not a big fan of social media, but I see how it's positive. And in today's society, in order to actually get your name out there, in order to grow, in order to do anything to like really benefit what you're trying to do, right? You have to be on social media. And that's a sad reality about things, is now everything's on social media, right? Everyone wants to be seen, everyone wants to be heard, and the only way to do that is with social media. And to me, I'm not a big fan of it. All right, I'm just not. I hate social media. I try my best to rarely go on it. Twitter and Instagram are probably like my main things that I really use. I still have a Facebook. I still have, Snapchat. I still have all that. I don't use it though. The only reason I go on it is if like I have a lot of notifications that I need to clear out, right? That's the only time I'll ever use it. Same with Snapchat. Like the only time I'll get on it is whenever I receive a message on there from someone, right? That's the only reason I go on there. Twitter is something that I use on a daily basis because I like the platform. We've talked about this in an earlier episode where, Twitter is just my main thing. And so it's just one of those things where, I don't really post onto Twitter as much as I do on Instagram. So, I mean, if you guys follow me on there, you guys know that I've been a lot more active lately with trying to post something for you guys and keep you guys updated with what's going on in the show, going on in the store, the website, whatever the case might be. I'm trying to keep you guys, up to speed on that. And I'm trying my best to get videos on my channel as well. And so that's another main source of social media that I use is YouTube, YouTube, Spotify, as I'm recording Anchor, Anchor.fm, where my podcast is actually based on, right? That's also social media. This podcast is a form of social media. So it's crazy that like social media is how we commute on a daily basis with each other. It's something that we use on a daily basis. And there's some positives to it. There's some positives, right? The positives are you get to stay in touch with your friends, your family from, no matter where you are, right? You get to keep updated with what's going on around the world, things that you like, interests, hobbies, things like that. You got to keep up with that. YouTube, you get to watch your favorite YouTubers, video games, things like that, right? But there is also a lot of negatives that come with social media, right? There's a negative side. It's for me that this is all just my opinions, my thoughts, of course, right? That's just how this podcast is. It's my thoughts, my own feelings. Everyone has their own opinion about things. For me, my negatives are there is a lot of negative stuff on social media platforms, right? That's my main thing why I don't use social media is because it's just a lot of negativity, a lot of drama, a lot of violence, a lot of drugs, a lot of, just bad stuff on there that I don't want to expose myself to, nor would I want anyone else to be exposed to it, right? I've seen just about everything that social media just enough to the point where I was so big into it, and then I saw what it can do, and it can destroy you. It can affect you mentally. And I say that from experience because using social media, whether you want to admit it, whether you can see it, whether you can feel it, it does have an effect on you in some form or fashion. It just does. And for me, it was one of those where I felt it. Like I knew that I was getting influenced by what I saw on these social media sites. The news is something that I refuse to view. It's something that I refuse to follow. It's something that I refuse to listen to. The news is something that will take something, manipulate it, and feed it to you as if it was word for word true. And that is the biggest negative of social media is people will take something, twist it around, twist words, twist actions, twist whatever the case might be, and use them to destroy others or manipulate people into thinking something is true when it's not. That is the biggest thing that people of social media today are heavily influenced by. I I don't like that. Okay, I don't, because having those negative things, right? It starts becoming an issue with separation, right? It starts separating peoples in groups of believers and non-believers, right? People that think that it's true, people that know that it's not, that try to convince the other side that it's not, but they firmly believe because it's the news. They would never tell a lie, right? Now, I'm not going to get into the whole political base of this, but I'm saying that there is a big disadvantage when it comes to following any type of news on social media. I stay away from it personally. Same thing with, like Facebook, for example, right? You go on Facebook and I see a lot of people complaining about how their Facebook timeline, their Facebook stories, their Facebook, whatever the case might be. Same with like Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case might be. They start growing through it and it's nothing but drama. Some person mad about something, someone mad about someone. They're just complaining on and on. And it's just full of drama and negativity that, like, that's what people pretty much signed up for, right? Whether you want to admit it or not, if you have any type of social media platform, you automatically sign up for what it's about, right? Whether it's good or bad, that's what you sign up for. For me, I stay away as much as I can from it because, again, it influences how you see life, right? When I see on the news that there's all these mass shootings going on, I don't I don't want to be seen watching that, right? I don't want to like feed into it, right? I don't even want to witness it, right? It's just it's too sick. It's too sick in the head. It's just something that I personally try to keep myself distance from. It's not something that I want to be exposed to. I want to be exposed to things that I like, things that I enjoy viewing, listening, whatever the case might be, viewing, watching, the same words, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's something that I try to look at the positives rather than the negatives on. You have to be careful with what you follow, the things that you say, the things that you do on social media, because again, everyone can see that, right? You want to make sure that whatever the case might be on social media, you want to keep it at a positive vibe. We want to stay positive. For me, if you follow me on Twitter, like the things that I like, the things that I retweet, they're all positive things. They're all things that I enjoy. Music, sports, what else? TV shows, movies, cartoons, TV shows. I think I said that one. Things that I regularly like do and enjoy on a daily life experience, right? It's not something that I go on there and I'm like, oh, okay, let's see how many people die today. Like, no, no, like, why the hell would you want to know who the fuck died, right? Like, that's stupid. And to use social media to manipulate people into believing something, like, how much power do you possibly strive for to use something to manipulate someone? Like, why? What? Why? What's the end game? What's the end game? What are you trying to do? Right? Social media is turning into this not so positive thing. I remember when social medias first came out. Remember MySpace back in the day? No, for the newer generation, you guys don't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about. But MySpace back in the day was the shit, okay? I remember you had to fucking know code. You had to know how to write scripts in order to do some crazy shit to your profile. Like, I remember you had to be like computer literate as hell in order to add an entire fucking album of songs to your fucking profile. Like, it was crazy, right? And it was some place that a lot of people would come home to and immediately jump on and wanted to share what they did that day, right? What they experienced, what they saw that day, and it was a way that people could build friends and maintain friendships from wherever they were. They didn't have to constantly be on a landline phone, because landlines existed back then, right? Cell phones, were flip phones, right? You didn't have to constantly remember when. This is another thing. I'm kind of going off the subject with social media, but this kind of ties into what I'm saying with the whole thing. Remember when someone, you were talking with them and you were like, hey, call me back after 9 because my minutes ain't free, right? Remember that time? Remember those times? That was crazy times. But anyways, back to social media. It was a time where people were just like on there to gather friends, make new friends, meet new people. And now social media has grown into this big thing where it's just bigger companies, these major companies, buying parts of the company to use to just feed people bullshit. Like, have you ever noticed that, like, social medias, they'll have all these ads that pop up now, right? And all these ads consist of things that you have either thought about, searched up, talked about, or even just typed, right? Just typed out on your keyboard as you were texting someone. And it just takes those words and feeds you a bunch of bullshit ads to get you to try to buy, right? And you get all these major companies that put ads about, oh, try this and you'll lose 50 pounds, or, do this and do that. And I'm like, okay, ads gotta stop. Social media is trash now ever since they brought ads onto the platform. I get that ads are a way of companies to make money, and it's a way that the social media platform gets money because they get money from those companies for those ads, right? Social media is just one of those things that it's a picky choose type environment. Some days you'll go on there and it's just depressing stuff. It's just sad times. Other days it's like you go on there and you're like, heck yeah, all right, this is awesome, right? For me, that's why I only stick with the positive things, because when I go on my stuff every single day, it's positive. Even if my, like, let's say sports team loses that day, I still have positive stuff. I'm like, you know what? We lost, but I'm still going to click like. There's always tomorrow. We can win tomorrow. Or, someone that had a birthday or, you know, something that I missed, or a movie coming out, or a TV show clip that I just missed, or I didn't watch that TV show at the time. So like you know, I needed to catch up, and there was a funny bit of it that I didn't see or catch. You know, it's things like that that I try to follow and keep up with. It's those positive things that I like to view. I don't like to expose myself to trial cases, and you know which ones I'm talking about, right? Even though I did see the end of it, I just wanted to see who won. I didn't care what it was about. I don't care about why they were there. I didn't care what the hell happened. I just wanted to see who won, because I like at least one of the I'm not gonna say no names, but I liked one of the people involved, right? Um, so like I just saw who won that case, but I'm not purposely trying to like follow people. I'm not trying to be in people's lives and businesses all the time. Like I'm not that type of guy. I rarely go on social medias. You can ask anybody that is close to me just how much notifications on social media I get, or how many messages I get from other people, that I do not respond for times, for days out of the week. I don't respond for hours, for days, sometimes even weeks, because I don't go on social media. The only time I use it is when I'm trying to talk to you guys through my podcast, through my videos, through a post to keep you updated when something is happening in the show, in my YouTube channel, whatever the case might be. That's the only reason I post anything, right? Because as for me, I don't want people to be involved in my life, right? I don't want people to be, you know, like, oh, that's cool. Oh, you know, post a picture of me, right? And it has something in the background that, you know, like someone's like, oh, he has one of those. And then you get those people that are like, you know, they try to find out where you live. And that's another thing too, is you have to be careful on what you post, because there are crazy people that will find locations and stalk you. And this happens a lot more frequent than you guys think. I have seen plenty of cases, and mainly by women, that will post a picture out somewhere at a club, a bar, or even just like a birthday party somewhere, and they'll be posting, you know, stuff later on that they're being followed, they're being tracked by someone. I've even seen it on TikTok too, where, you know, people will have like little ribbons or stuff like tied to their car, and it's basically a way for sex trafficking to mark their victims of who they're watching, and you know, who to look out for. And so social media is used for evil stuff like that too. So it's not just the negative stuff that people feed to you. It's even people that will follow you and will keep close tabs on what you're doing. And that's not something that I want to expose myself to anyone, right? So that's why I don't tend to take a lot of pictures. And if I'm taking pictures of myself or something else, I make sure that I'm always taking pictures either in the comfort of my own home. I never have locations on. I'm in the same spot every time I take a picture. Most of my pictures are coming from like the same room or same location. Like I don't take pictures of myself like literally anywhere else. You know, and same with Snapchat too. If I'm sending a snap out to someone, I make sure that I don't have locations on. And I've noticed that a lot of people will have their locations on Snapchat on all the time. And so if for whatever reason you added someone on your friends list who just happens to want to stalk you because they want, they want to be close to you for whatever reason, right? They know where you're at all the time, right? They know where you're at. If you post something to your story, they know what you're doing at that time. They can keep close tabs on you. That's something that kind of freaks me out, right? I don't want no one to know where I'm at, what I'm doing, right? At that very second. I don't want people to know that. If I take a video of something that I'm doing, I'll post it hours after I leave. I'll post it even a day or two after it happens. I don't post it right away. Heck no. Because I'm not going to take the risk of someone that I don't want to see or someone that I don't know that I don't want to be involved with to know where I'm at and what I'm doing at that time. It's not something that I do. And so that's the thing is I make sure that I am careful with social media because you never know what can happen. A post goes a long way. And I've learned that the hard way. I used to post a lot of stuff, and some people didn't like it. Some others, mixed emotions, mixed feelings. But I just decided to stop posting altogether because throughout the years, I just learned that it doesn't matter what people really feel about what I say, right? I'm gonna say it regardless, no matter whose feelings I hurt. I don't care. I don't care. If you're listening to this right now and I said something in the past 20 minutes that pissed you off, I don't care. I just don't. I'm here to speak my mind, right? And to share my thoughts and my opinions and my feelings about subjects, okay? And if you have a problem with that, I'm not going to keep you here to listen anymore. You can go on and find a new podcast. All right? I'm not going to apologize for it either. Right? This is my show. I do what I want, right? And so again, just be careful with social media. But again, social media does have its benefits, right? In order for a content creator such as myself, we have to use social media to our advantage. We have to make sure that we're posting, right? That's the main thing you got to do. You got to post. You got to post your content, right? Otherwise, how are you going to make content if you're not posting anything, right? You can't just be sitting on videos and not, fucking putting anything out and then expect people to like follow you, right? You got to put out the content first. That's where it starts. Next, you got to promote. That's another thing. Promote on different platforms. And that's one of the reasons why I have every platform that I possibly am comfortable with using, right? So that way I can post my videos or stories, just regular text posts, pictures, whatever the case might be, to different social medias. So that way my different types of followings can see, and if they enjoy viewing it and they want to see more, they know the main place to go, right? And that's why I have a list of all my different platforms of social medias that I use, because I know people prefer one app over the other. And so I want to make sure that I'm not limiting myself to just one specific type of group. I want to expand my content to different people. I don't want to be stuck in the same thing. And I've thought about, actually, I don't know how I would be able to do it, but I want to start doing like little short bits of like my podcast and put them onto like TikTok, like make like a little TikTok short of it, like a little 30-45 second clip, and like kind of promote my stuff on there. But at the same time, I don't want to use TikTok to promote my stuff, even though I know it would help. But at the same time, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just have it for like funny funny content of like games or like other funny content that I use. I don't want it to be used as a promotion kind of thing for my stuff. Um so I don't know. I want to. I've been contemplating that for a while. Is using TikTok to kind of promote my stuff, but I don't know. I don't use TikTok enough like that to actually like stay motivated to do that as much as I am motivated to like, keep up with everything else. Cuz then that's just another thing also that I have to keep up with too. And using too much social media, it gets overwhelming, right? Because you got to make sure that you're keeping up on different platforms and you got to keep jumping around. It gets really overwhelming. For me, I whenever I post like a video, a podcast episode, whatever the case might be, I'm having to post it in like 4, 5, even sometimes 6 different platforms. And I'm like, man, and then having to do the titles, the descriptions, and making sure that it's all organized and in the playlist. And it can get tiring after a while. You're like, oh, okay. It starts feeling like a job, and that's something I don't want it to be is as labeled as a job, because I don't do this as a job. I do it because I enjoy it, and I do it because I know you guys enjoy it. But yeah, I know I'm kind of just going off. I'm going off the rails, off the subject a little bit, but who cares? You guys like my rambling. That's why you guys are here anyways, right? You guys like to hear me ramble, and what's crazy is, I've told you this before, is my shows used to be scripted, right? None of this is scripted. None of it. Right now, none of this is scripted. I'm not looking at a screen full of scripts, right? This is all pretty much improv, I guess what you could say. I don't have scripts. I don't pre-plan episodes beforehand. I just come on the mic and press record, and here we go. So that's why sometimes I'll get a little bit off topic because something just comes to mind that I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to say it. And if I get lost in translation somewhere, I wish I could say, like, tell me, but there's no way. But I always try to find my way back to the subject. Again, see, I just did it right there again. But yeah, social media is definitely something that is hit or miss. It is something that you have to be careful with. It is something that you have to keep on top of, and just don't let it become your life. Don't let social media influence how you see and how you live life. You see a certain thing that someone else does, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do this way. I'm gonna do it because they did it. Don't do that. Don't try to be someone that you're not. For me, I see a lot of people that are like on TikTok that post videos. Well, TikTok made me buy this, or TikTok made me do this, and I'm like, okay, at this point, you're just doing it because you want attention. That's how I feel about it. That's the way I see it. Is if people do things, like all these stupid trends, like people doing stuff because one person did it and it just blew up and everyone decides to just copy it. Like, I'm not one for that. Like, I don't try to copy people. I like to stay original. And I believe I've talked about this with you guys beforehand. Stay original. Stay true to your own content, your own branding, and your hard work will pay off. It's not going to come overnight. For me, I've been in the social media, content creation game for, I want to say, just about 9-10 years, maybe even more. I don't even know how long it's been. I think it's going like on 10 years. And I mean, I'm still working. I'm still grinding. I'm still like, I'm nobody, on this little channel. But yet I just got a company that reached out to me, Liquid Ice. Again, I love you guys. if you guys haven't seen that review video, it's on my channel as we speak. Go check it out. But yeah, like even as a small content creator, like I'm still finding ways to kind of get my name out there, whether it's reaching out to different companies and seeing if they would want me or let me, review their products or talk about them in some type of way. This is not a paid advertisement either, but Liquid Ice, shout out again because you guys were just amazing for that. But yeah, it's something that, social media you can use to your advantage. I follow a lot of people that don't really post negative stuff, and it's because I keep close tabs on what they're doing, right? And I make sure that whatever they're posting is not negative. It's something that kind of influences others in a positive way, and that's the way that I want to be viewed at. Also, is someone that posts positive things, doesn't like to do all this drama nonsense and manipulate you guys into thinking or talking or responding a certain way to whatever the case might be. I want you guys to have the freedom of your own opinion, right? Because I know a lot of you are going to disagree with a lot of things that I have said in the past. What now? Like, I've rambled on for about 30 minutes now. I'm pretty sure there's something that I've said along the way in this episode that you're like, I don't really agree on that. And hey, I respect it. It's your opinion. Again, these are just my opinions. These are my feelings, my thoughts. But anyways, that's the end of this video here, or this episode here. I'm gonna go ahead and just end it on this note. And before we get too carried away here, social media, use it to your advantage. Use it safe. Use it wisely. And see how many people you can actually touch in a positive manner by just posting something motivational, something that's inspiring. Just try at least once a week, just post something motivational and see how much people it will affect, right? Because I have had people tell me that because of what I say or what I post made them smile and just made their day a lot better than what it was. So making a positive splash on one person creates a domino effect, right? You spread a positive influence to someone, that someone is going to use that as motivation for their day, keep a positive attitude throughout their day, and then whoever they're around will catch on to their positive attitude, and then so on and so forth. It's a domino effect. Instead of spreading negative lies, why don't we start spreading positive stuff and see how much of a difference people's lives will be like, right? But anyways, I'm out. That is all. I'm done there. That's where I'm gonna leave it, and that's where it's gonna stay. If you guys enjoyed this episode, thank you again for listening. I appreciate you guys. We're already on what, episode 6 now? Crazy. What's funny is I had just recorded episode 5. What was it, yesterday? So I'm giving you like back-to-back recordings pretty much. Like, I'm not wasting any time. I'm trying to get ahead pretty much is what I'm trying to do, because I knew I was slacking for like the last 2 weeks. And so I just want to make sure that I am prepared and keeping you guys satisfied with the podcast, so that way I'm not getting asked again for the 1000th time when new episode is coming out, because I want to make sure that I keep you guys there. I want to keep you guys in the same boat. I want to keep you guys afloat, and make sure that you guys get your cravings of the Midnight Lounge. But anyways, guys, I am out for the final time, I promise. I love you guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.